Okay, we're on. Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hello.
Ben. Hi,
Yo, yo,
Russ.
yo.
Hey, Di. Hey, bro.
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, very excited to be talking about our video first approach to digital marketing today. One of my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
subjects.
So I just want to start by saying that we're kicking off this new series of videos on digital marketing. And because it's such an important topic and close to our hearts, we wanted to start with video marketing. So today we're going to be talking about what is a video first approach to digital marketing. And we're going to share with you some stats that are just mind-blowing, we believe. Ben, you've been talking a lot about this topic, so I want to start with asking you, just looking into next year, looking into 2021, how should estate agents look at video or consider video from a point of view of their marketing investment?
Yeah, well, I think that first and foremost, thanks to COVID, if there's the odd good thing that's come out of this, we're over the fact that we're on film most of the day if we're communicating with our colleagues and our customers. We don't care whether we're in old Elizabethan barns or intelligent backdrops like yours, Di, with the nice bookshelves, or whether there's a kid jumping over our shoulders or whatever. So we're completely done with what used to be our hurdle, Russ and I, we've been preaching video, haven't we, forever?
Yeah. At 6 a.m. this morning, I was doing my training with my personal trainer live over Zoom.
Yeah. So we're done now with that. So with that in mind, and in the knowledge that there are multiple different formats of video that one can be using. It really is a case of just breaking down what you and how you want to communicate in your business, who you want to communicate. And if everyone's shy, you can even just do text and, sound and or voice, and just use imagery to get your message across. But the bottom line is as some of our stats are going to point to shortly, whatever you do in video almost is way, way more powerful than using a bunch of static images and a bit of text.
Got some stats that really support considering video the most important investment that you can do in digital marketing in next year. So video, if I could just go here, we've got some stats on video consumption, for instance. So the consumption of video across the globe is crazy. 1 billion hours of video streams every day on YouTube, and YouTube is the second largest website in the world after Google.
So I would say on that note, Di, just literally with that stat, is do you want a piece of that action or not? Do you want to be in the second largest search engine in the world or not? Because when you ask my question, what's your strategy for 2021? Well, there's a starting point, isn't it? It's like, right, how are we going to make a dent into our brand, into YouTube, and our communication?
It's a must.
In terms of time spent watching videos, it is expected that by 2021, the average person will spend roughly 10 hours watching video per day, not only on YouTube, but across all the apps and platforms available to us.
Yeah,
I think everyone I know does that already.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess people have got to understand what these videos are. I think they come in the form of Netflix and all sorts, but the bottom line is one way or the other, we're looking at, our phone, our tablet, our desktop, or our big TV screens for that sort of time, and absorbing this content.
And it's the format that we're all going to, get used to if we're not used to. That's the point. We're all consuming information in the form of video. Yeah, the same kind of stat shows that 82% of all internet traffic will be video by 2021. So that goes to show the sort of adoption rate of video, if
that is
video
very
consumption.
powerful.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I think that it's a no-brainer, because all of us just, you know, if we get a choice to just watch a quick video in whatever form it is, rather than reading, it's just the sort of modern way of doing things, isn't it?
And the moving image is captivating, you know, static image, you know, so if you've got a moving image, static image, you're going to pick the moving image.
Yeah, and there does seem to be this magical time, doesn't there, between, is it 30 and 90 or something like that seconds? That's sort of the golden chunk of time.
I think, the lengths kind of vary depending on the platform and the purpose of the video, but we're gonna move into social media. So the 60, 90-second length of video is something that we're seeing as being optimal for social media. So I mean, video on social media has exploded this year, mostly due to the lockdown and the fact that everyone kind of got isolated. But there's probably something more to video on social media. So what do you think then for estate agents or for users of estate agents is such an important thing to be doing video on social media?
Well, I think that it's, you know, definitely it's no longer a little game, oh, we'll bang out a couple of organic posts on social media. It's actually one of the most powerful. I mean, you know, obviously there's the organic efforts, but there's the paid too. And the likes of Facebook and Instagram have really become, you know, hyper targeted, hyper local. Way more cost effective, dare I say, than pretty well any other form of media right now. And you know, you can really communicate exactly what you want, whether it's getting instructions, promoting properties, introducing, you know, members of staff, promoting services. Why wouldn't you do that? And the other bit I love about it too is that you don't get from Google AdWords is that, you know, people follow you once they become a fan. They just keep getting your information. You know, if you can get them to subscribe to YouTube, the moment you release another video, they get a notification over their lock screen. Well, you don't get that with Google AdWords. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Although there's a place for Google AdWords.
It's it's building a following, isn't it?
And there's such an incredible amount, as you said, of formats. You know, there's your stories, and there's your posts, and there's your, you know, the video, there's animation, there's, you know, all sorts of different formats.
I think there's a sort of a fear or a I don't really do social media, you know, kind of thing. I'm an estate agent. Whether you like it or not, it's happening. Your customers are doing it. That's where it is. So you've got to
sharing your stuff, aren't they, Russ? Yeah. That's the other thing. If you do something well and it's engaging, the one share, one like, one comment, and suddenly you get this next surge of another. You think it's died out, and bam, it's reignited again. Yeah. You know, which is awesome. Yeah.
As you famously said, Ben, it's about bringing your brand story to life, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's I don't know if I can take full credit for that line, but Seth Godin definitely was banging that drum the other day, and if he says it, then you know we should women believe it. You know,
I mean, again, the stats are quite powerful in the sense that it clearly shows that video is the most engaging content format on social media. Right now, we've got stats like, you know, video is more than 1,000 times more shared than text and image content combined. So that shows the level of engagement that video can bring. On LinkedIn alone, video is 20 times more shared than other types of posts.
Yeah, so why wouldn't I also think that I also think that when you're looking through say Instagram or Facebook, and it's not necessarily the content, it might be an ad that is a video ad, which I'm finding more and more I'm clicking on in my Instagram stream because
Yes.
that ad's targeted ad, you know, and if it was an estate agent and I'm looking for a house, I'm going to get those targeted ads and I'm going to click on them, video ads.
Yeah, the format is much more native, isn't it? And you're not bothered by video so much
No.
in your social feeds by ads. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why social ads are more popular than other advertising type of channels. For instance, 46% of consumers in a study watch more video ads on social media than on TV.
You know, one of the things that, you know, one's got to realize is that it's not, we don't have to be selling the whole time. You know, I think half of it is realizing, you know, the combination of organic and paid, but also even some of the paid can be more brand messaging, you know, stuff to do with your staff and how happy they are, you know, maybe staff testimonials, client testimonials, charity things you've done, fun you've generally had, you know, it's about sort of coming across as real and human. And I think that's what people are engaging with the most, more than just a sort of McDonald's ad or whatever that we're used to seeing on TV.
And of course, you don't need the budgets.
You don't need the budget. You can be really cost effective and still look pretty awesome, you know. I think it's important, as Russ would very much say, to keep control of your brand. Don't let it run away from you. You know, you don't want too many rainbows of fruit flavors appearing.
Well, it's also, would you as a brand actually say that or do that? You've got to be honest to the brand, honest to yourselves, you know.
Yeah, and I think you can also have, then if you want a bit more flexibility, you've got a couple of wild cards in your business. Let them ride under their own human brand. You know, they might be linked in some way, or you're going to be liking or resharing their posts, but at least you're once removed when they do something kind of a bit crazy, but you also get the benefit too, you know, so it allows you to take more risks.
It also brings out the individuals in a company as well, where maybe it wasn't so much about the individual. It was so, you know, if you go back, I remember the days where there was, you know, stick-on photos stuck on window displays, and that's where we walked. We walked along the high street, and that was the thing. We've leaped, and you know, forward on how that works, and it's the people rising up, you know, to be forefront with it as well. I think that helps.
Which is the sort of American way, really. And
people say, "Oh, I'm not photogenic," or you know, I don't really like. But actually, it doesn't matter whether, you know, if you've got something to say and your brand, you know, is part of your whole persona is powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Get over it, I say. Get on.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Take the bag off your head.
That's where the fun begins as well.
Yeah.
And just to finish on video on social media, it also offers commercial value. Like this stat shows that 62% of people questioned about this said they are more interested in a product after seeing it in a Facebook story. So a lot of formats available nowadays, from stories to reels to videos, live videos, and so on.
And I think it's the old story of, we know that it takes multiple touches with people. They need to keep seeing it. Don't just hard sell in. Get it out there, you know, maybe bring a bit of a smile to the face, you know, punch up one number as you're doing on the screen here, not 30 things at once. You can't remember them. So those little stories over maybe a week, people just pick up a number, or they pick up a little one-liner. They can remember it. And by the end of that week or the month, you know, however, you know, quick you want to get to it, they've, without even knowing it, they've subliminally bought into your brand, or, you know, or hated your brand, one way or the other, but at least you've actually communicated with them. And I think that, yeah, it's definitely proving to be, I particularly like it because it's one area where I can actually see, rather than I can actually see who's looked at my story, you know?
Yeah.
And there's something quite nice
That's
about
true.
that, because you got a lot of people that are just sort of, you know, voyeuring around the internet, and you don't often know who was seeing and who wasn't. But this way you get a much better view.
Yeah, but there's this thing about the selling and not looking like you're just a big walking billboard.
Yeah.
And that's where the stories, the interest that you're putting out is not just marketing. It's trying to tell stories about a property, about the area, you know, local knowledge, things that are actually engaging. That restaurant that's just opened down the road, you know.
Yeah, and I tried the steak sandwich or whatever it may be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keeping it real.
Okay, moving on from social media. What I like about video is the fact that it offers a great ROI. And one of the reasons it does that is because it's so easy to reuse video in different contexts and different other channels. So this brings us to the topic of how to use videos on websites. And that's, again, something we're really passionate about.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some stats and then we can talk around them. So our biggest, our favorite stat is this one, where video really boosts conversion rates on websites, estate agent websites as well, up to 80% or more conversions when adding a video on a landing page. This is a famous stat that we've been banging the drum about.
Every meeting I go into, I say, which are the most important pages on your website? And they'll say, oh, it's my selling page or my landlord's page or my careers page. And I'll go, have you got your best sales agent, the one with the patter, the one with the banter, at the top of that page with a video, a minute long, max, 30 seconds long, explaining why they should use you over and above anyone else, with literally your video, your Calendly and your Zoom link saying, book into my calendar and let's get to know one another right now. And obviously there are companies that are starting to embrace it. I'm happy to say that we've finally started practicing what we preach on this front. I say finally, we've been doing it, but we literally now have it on every single page of our site, I think. And it's
we've even added you filling half the page of our homepage on video.
Yeah.
Well,
video off.
And honestly, I mean, we know the results. So these don't lie. And we know from many of our clients who have done it, it is working. So why wouldn't you have someone working 24 hours a day while you're sleeping and all those other cliches?
We used to say that the most hit page on the site was the contact us page, and they were only doing that to get the phone number to contact somebody. Then we started adding stuff throughout the site. Then we started putting stuff in the footer. Then we started putting buttons in the corner to click me to go. Then we put little video bubbles in the corner to get, and now we're putting videos
smack in the middle. Yeah.
And that speaks volumes.
It does. And in an estate agent website, it's literally got to be everywhere, hasn't it? And it is. I mean, we're making a point of putting it everywhere. Why? Because our digital marketing team are going to be driving inquiries to those landing pages. And we want those landing pages to be working as hard for us as humanly possible. So it's an absolute win-win, really.
And video is so versatile, isn't it? I mean, talking about the estate agent websites, you could be thinking video testimonials, local area guides with, your agents presenting your area.
Video
property
reviews,
walkthroughs,
area guide videos,
sellers
how-tos,
vendor guides,
training. It's literally endless, isn't it?
And video does support all the other channels, as you were saying earlier, Ben. for instance, this relates to SEO, but and how video increases engagement on the website, which is a big metric nowadays to visibility in search engines and hence traffic from search engines. But you could be thinking about videos in emails and how that boosts open rates and click-through rates in effect and engagement, and all the other channels, digital marketing channels that you're on.
Yeah, and I think people, people don't quite appreciate, obviously, the SEO. It's a massive part of your whole digital strategy, because if you can have visibility on search engines, it's just like that organic traffic flows. And we already know that direct traffic versus organic, the conversion rates on organic are so much higher. I mean, double, maybe triple. So the concept of having video, let's say you have a video of every part of your service, every member of your team, every area you're covering, and you've got your YouTube channel. Not only do you have the video, but you've got the title of the video, all with keywords rich in there. Google is already owning YouTube, so they're rating it big time. Then you pull them through to your site, and the next thing that they're qualifying you on is how well your website's engaging. So how long are they staying on that page? Well, what better way to get someone to stay on your page than have a great 1 or so minute video that really gets them involved, and hopefully a form below that gets them involved. So again, you just are winning by having this video there working for you. It's working for you. It's actually driving your traffic, so I think this is a very one that many people just don't even think about,
And finally, we've got a stat that just reinforces what we were saying about how video helps a website, but a business present itself better on their website. 66% of people prefer to watch a short video to learn about a product or service.
So yeah, that's very
really
much
powerful.
That was really what I was saying about all the different services that you have. You've got to use video. Remember, these videos live on your website. They go out in your social media. They go out in your email campaigns. They can be used for your email automations. They can be used in a presentation at a pre-valuation or evaluation meeting. There are so many different places that you can utilize this video. I mean, the other thing is you might have a video that takes, 10, 20 minutes. You can chop it up and serve that out into social media, one question at a time or one tip at a time, and then keep pulling them back in. You can then promote it on Facebook. You can promote it, in Instagram. So I think that there's such an endless opportunity here. We're just scratching the surface.
I find that I want to go to a website. I want to get the essence of what they are, what they're about, as quickly as possible without having to read anything, do anything. And if there's a video that just can give me that bit of information, I'll sit and watch that. I would choose, if I had to choose which agent had, one had one and one didn't have it, I'd go with the one that had it, because it's easier. It's less work.
And I mean, this goes without saying, but with all these tier 1, 2, and 3 COVID things going on, don't get caught with your pants down without actually having got the video of the properties. Get someone in there, walk around, Facebook Live, whatever you want to do, but make sure that you've got your footage. And people say, oh, but I've got Matterport. And I'm like, great, Matterport's great. But what about the one that you actually went around and talked through and highlighted as if you were doing a viewing? You can then use these things on other platforms later, like Gavel or whatever it may be, auctions. Having that footage is what's absolutely key and critical. I'm delighted that we got to talk more about video. I'm sure it won't be the last on this subject.
Yeah.
Me too. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Russ, for joining me on this episode or series on video marketing, and we're going to continue with to talk about video and other interesting digital marketing topics really soon. Thank you very much for watching.
Look forward to it.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
See you later. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.